Yes, people, welcome back to another episode of Real Ball Talk. Hope everyone's blessed and having a good Wednesday. What are you saying, Jado? How are you, bro?
Good man, good, good. Ready for this game tomorrow, big game. A lot of people are saying it's top four. I don't know for cup or something or trophy and stuff. So yeah, it kind of is like that. So we got to call a spade a spade. So yeah, let's get into it, man.
Yeah, man, 100%. Jeff, what are you saying, my bro?
All good, man. Hump day and that. So,
Yeah,
a few days off Friday, man. I'm happy about that.
yeah, man. For real. Last but not least, what are you saying, Rash? How you doing, man?
Alhamdulillah, bro. Just happy to be here. All praise to the Almighty. Let's get into it.
John, I think you got a bit of a delay. Yeah,
Did you guys hear me okay, yeah?
Yeah, okay.
Sweet.
John just got to sort out his internet. But we know we should have got on the show today. We should have got Jesse, bro.
He would never come back on the show. He knows what it is.
If they won, he would have come back on. I reckon he would have been the first one here, ready to go.
While we wait for Joe, I think his laptop shut down. Did you lot see Conte bring up the comments about the earlier game that was suspended, like earlier in the season because of COVID?
What did he say?
How he's still not happy about it, rah 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 rah, and then Arteta responded like in a subtle way. It was kind of just like that was a long time ago, like. That kind of just basically leave it alone and be quiet. Like there's a game tomorrow that we got to focus on, and you're worried about 2-3 months ago. But it was an interesting little exchange.
Basically, Arteta was telling him to get over it.
Basically,
pretty much.
Like you can't say it, but that's what you were saying. Like just shut up and be quiet.
Sounds like my man's already preparing for excuses, like a lot of them are. Oh, it seems like.
I mean, that was the reason why we potentially postponed it, so we couldn't make up the excuses. But what was your initial thoughts on us postponing it? Because the rules changed straight away, so everyone else was doing it, and there was nothing wrong with it. As soon as Arsenal did it, they changed the rules. You can only have it only if you've got a certain amount of COVID out there. You can't postpone a game due to injuries. But what was your thoughts after that? After Arsenal did it, and then everyone started saying that we pussied out and stuff.
Don't care. To be honest, like you're entitled to your own opinion on it, but when the rule is that broad, you expect it to be violated, whether it's morally right or not. It's not the most sportsmanship kind of thing. The thing is, if the rule is that broad, what do you expect? Like people have been doing it all season, so just gotta get over it, man, and pull your pants up.
Rash, what do you think, bro?
Yeah, same thing. To me, it's a non-issue. It happened to Arsenal because other teams had to pull out because of their reasons. I mean, I think Liverpool did it. Liverpool said there was COVID cases, and there weren't even COVID cases.
Just injuries.
Yeah, it was just injuries, and no one had nothing to say about that. But Arsenal's a club that everyone likes to have an opinion on, so that's just what's going to happen. Arsenal do it, and all of a sudden, you guys needed the help, you needed the leg up, you needed to postpone it in order for you to do it, and this is just going to be used as a something, just as a talking point. But in reality, it's a non-issue.
No, facts. I didn't think it was. I'm with you boys as well, man. As soon as it came up, I was like, "Why are we getting stick like?" But I'm always on the defense, especially when it comes to my club. I'm always on the defense. But I was just like, "Why are we getting so much stick?" It's a bit ridiculous, man. But it's what it is. John, I'll just ask. I mean, he's not ready. He just went like that to me, like, "No, God, don't bring me in." Not yet. All right, say nothing, bro. But it is what it is. But it's a big game tomorrow, man. I thought we should just get into it and then John can jump in, bro. It's a big game tomorrow, man. I don't know. I'll ask the first question: is it game over if Spurs win, or if we get a draw? Because I feel, in my opinion, we've got the harder run in terms of Newcastle and Everton, who are kind of playing for something at this time. What do you boys think?
Rash, you want to go first?
Yeah, I don't think it's game over. I think it's game on. If Tottenham win, then okay, all the cards are on the table. It's for everyone to go for it now. It's whoever wins. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Whoever tries their hardest, whoever gets the results that they're supposed to get after that game, that's the one who earns the place in the Champions League. And it's going to be tight because the goal differences are not that far apart. The points will be pretty much equal at that point. So it'll literally be, okay, whoever drops points is the ones who are going to end up being the ones who are sacrificing themselves for that position of Champions League. If Arsenal win, it's game over. And that's the difference. Arsenal win, it's game over. And if Arsenal draw or lose, it's game on. And at the moment, that's what Tottenham want to try and achieve.
I hear that. That makes sense to me. Jeff, what do you think?
I kind of agree. Like, it's mathematically over if we win. Like, there's no more debate about who's top four. So, Spurs win. It's just going to be an interesting few games. It's going to be more pressure on us. I don't know if we got any early games or if they got any early games, but that becomes a thing. Like, if a game's at 12:45 and then you play at 5:30, you got more pressure on the 5:30 game. So it just depends how it goes, man. It's going to be a good game, though. Like I said on Mondays, I think there's going to be a couple red cards or something.
I think it's going to be a battle at old school. I wish. I don't know if the players got it in them.
Yeah, Spurs are more physical than us, to be honest.
I agree.
Like, they got some units in there, man, and players who really fit that derby atmosphere. But we've also got some more fiery players. Like Gabriel's pretty fiery. We know Xhaka's history with red cards. So it's gonna be interesting, man. I do think it's gonna be fireworks, man. And to be honest, it should be like that. If it's not like that, I'll be concerned. Like, why are you not fired up for a game which could pretty much seal your season?
Mm-hmm.
I hear that. I think for me, I think both teams need to go for it. But then, in my opinion, I think both teams potentially might go safe. It's a bit of a weird one because I've seen Spurs concede a goal early and they flop, and I've seen Arsenal many times concede a goal early and flop. But then I've recently started to see Arsenal concede early and then come back and at least get something. So that's a good fight to see. But I would like us to get their first early goal if it's possible. But I've got to agree with both of you, man. I don't think it's game over personally. I'm still kind of on the fence in terms of do we finish, because people are still asking me all the time, do we finish top four and something? But I'll be honest with you, I won't be upset if we finish fifth. We're still progressing in my opinion. But yeah, we want the win, man. We want the win regardless. It'll be nice to get to top four, man. I know that means we reached expectation, we overachieved. It'll be nice to get into the Champions League again, man. Tuesday, Wednesday night after work, just going to the local and chilling with the boys and that, and then catching Arsenal, man. Those are the days, man. I ain't done that for about 5-6 years, so it'll be good. It'll be good to just get back into that and just watch a good game in the evening of Arsenal instead of it being on a catch-up game or any sort of Europa League, man. So that'll be the dream come true, man. That'll be the dream come true.
I don't think like Spurs can't even afford to sit back. Spurs are going to be at us from minute one because they have to win. So it just depends on what kind of game it is. We're going to try and play it like a Chelsea and press from the front and unsettle them early on and try and nick a goal. Or we're going to try and contain them for a long period and then second half try and kick in. I don't know what it's going to be. I expect Nketiah to probably start again because he's actually been doing okay, more than okay. He's been doing well up there. So I expect that to be the same. I know John said Partey may come back. I wouldn't want him to start because if you've been out for the best part of 5 weeks, something like that, like this is probably not the game you should be starting in straight away. Like, as much as Xhaka and our Nenny may be a bit limited, it's been working as of late, and they seem to have got a little rapport going. So you wouldn't bring in Partey right now to unsettle it. You're kind of like, all right, if you need to feature, obviously we know he's the better one on the ball out of those three. If you need to come on in the last 30 minutes or something, then come on. But we've seen this issue with him before where you rush him back and then he gets injured again. So it'd be silly to see him come back and start, in my opinion.
What do you think he might start?
Now, I was just touching on the point you said he might come back.
I saw that. Yeah,
if he is kind of fit, he shouldn't start. Like he should feature maybe.
I think a little bit of an update on that is that they're more looking towards. They was thinking he might be available for the Tottenham game if the Tottenham game was known as the last game of the season. But once it got scheduled in as this game, they're saying that Partey might be back for the Everton game now, which is our last game of the season. Yeah, so I don't think Partey's going to be back. I mean, he's training lightly at the moment, but yeah, I don't think there's anything indicating that he'll be back.
Was it a thigh injury, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is it thigh or groin?
I think they said fire. I
feel like he had the groin earlier this season. He's had a lot of muscular injuries, to be fair to him.
Yeah, quite a few. Man.
That's what happens when you let blood-sucking leeches into your life. But hey, let's move on.
Are you talking? Whoa! We're not going to skip past that. Like you didn't just say that. Are we talking about the video that went viral the other day?
Yeah, I know he's talking about that video.
Highly disappointed in my boy, but hey, each to their own.
Oh shit! Rash is a funny as
that was a random shot.
So it happens, isn't it?
Hey, that was a bullet from nowhere. That
was funny. I'm sorry.
But yeah, like, back to Arsenal Tottenham. I think we might see a different Tottenham because what we've seen out of Tottenham recently is that they've been more of a counter-attacking club, which is different. They're usually on the forefront from the get-go, but recently in the games that I've been watching, they've been kind of kicking back and then trying to catch teams on the counter. Fast, explosive counter-attacks with like the likes of Son and what's the other the fast guy on the left-hand side? Yeah, Kulusevski. So on the right side, yeah. So them two are really bringing the ball up quite quickly and stuff like that. Kane being the hold-up man and then linking up that play in order for them to get out of there. I think it's going to be different. I think that they know they need this win. They need it to even be in any form of race. So I think they're going to be the ones who are going to be out of the starting blocks quicker than Arsenal. I think it will be on Arsenal to contain that pressure from the get-go or even try to neutralize it as what we did against Chelsea and against Manchester United, you know what I'm trying to say, by having quick starts, being able to put them on the back foot, first of all, kind of disorientates them a little bit, you know what I mean, and makes them go at it a little bit harder than they probably would have beforehand, which then creates the gaps for Arsenal to exploit. So it's going to be interesting to see how the sparring starts at kickoff.
Yeah, because Spurs will probably come out mad passionate because North London derby as well. Yeah, it will be interesting to see. I think the figure with Spurs, I think they actually play better on the break than on the front four because apart from Harry Kane, they don't really have proper creators, if we're being honest. Maybe Kulusevski, but Son is more of a goal man than a creator still. And their midfield is quite, not basic, but
it's compact, isn't it?
Yeah, it's compact. It's a compact midfield. So if I'm Arsenal, I'm going there tomorrow and I'm sitting back.
Yeah. I was thinking about like Harry Kane and his form against Arsenal and how he always scores against Arsenal. It doesn't even matter if we beat them. If they score, it's him who does score.
Yeah.
He's someone that they're going to have to try and contain and get under wraps because his record against Arsenal is stupid. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And yeah, I think if we can contain Harry Kane, like put two men around him all the time, because he is, like I said, he's the link-up man for the counter-attacks. He holds it up and then he'll set it off to the side. If we can get two men on that so that he can't do that, if we can get two men around him outside of the box, and I mean, he's not a skillful player. He just takes an extra touch when you think he's going to shoot, and that's what provides the space a lot of the time. He fakes the shot and goes the extra space and then bangs the shot. If they can just be aware of that, which they should be by now, because he does it every time against us, and he scores fantastic goals against Arsenal as well. We just need to get that boy under wraps. I think when Kane's under wraps, Son is under wraps. And Kulusevski, we can see that he can actually have an average game. If you put the right players around him, he can actually just be bang average as well. So I think we've got the defenders and midfielders to actually do it. It's just about the implementation and the tactics of Arteta, and let's just hope that it sits right.
Do you reckon Tomiyasu start left back?
Probably.
Yeah. I can't see who would be better. Who would be better replacement?
I can't see him playing Tavares, and after that United performance, I can't see it, man.
Probably not. Just because, like, this game is going to be more defensive than attacking. This game's all about discipline, really. Like,
yeah, literally.
And Tomiyasu is one of our more disciplined, reliable defenders, even if it's on the wrong side. And even the last game, he didn't look the most comfortable on the left side. He didn't.
Nah.
But it's just gonna have to do a job out there. Like, whether it means you can't play out from the back as normal and you're gonna have to hit into spaces, so be it. That's what you gotta do. Like, luckily, you're gonna be playing. The defender on your side is Emerson Royale, who is no good.
Yeah.
So if Martinelli gets that guy one-on-one, or there's counter-attacks and that guy's exposed, that's where the game will be won for us, to me. Like, on those both right wing-back or left wing-back sides, whether it be Sessegnon and Emerson Royale and Reguilon. Like, it should be one out there. In my opinion.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that's where their holes are, especially when they go up in the attack and they don't fill in the gaps behind.
So, in terms of, did you see that Saka might not play tomorrow?
No, I did not.
Saka's a doubt. Someone else is a doubt too, but yeah, Saka's a doubt. I think he'll still start, but like. Yeah, like if Saka was to be unavailable, does that change a lot for you for the game, or you think we can still get? What would you consider as job done tomorrow? Would you consider a point as job done?
A win will be job done. A win will be job done. A point will be, we've still got 2 games because we can still lose one. They just win one. They're not far off. I think they're a point behind us. So a point is really nothing if you look at the.
I think they're 3 points. And I think they're 3 points. Are they 3 points?
4 points.
4 points behind us. Yeah.
Are they 4 points behind us?
That's why if we win, it's a wrap. That's why if we win, it's a wrap.
See, this changes everything. See, shows how much I watch Arsenal. Look, innit? Do you know what I mean? I don't look at the table. See how we're doing. Our point is not bad at the end of the day. I even see some interviews going on. I like to watch a lot of, every time Arsenal versus Spurs comes up, I like to watch a lot of the combined Arsenal versus Spurs combined team and debates and stuff. And I've been watching a lot of them, right? Big up Ed in the building, my guy. But yeah, I mean, I just it's like the talks were, but I think Arsenal's got it. I don't think a point is that bad. And I heard that even if Spurs win, apparently we still got it in the bag. But I don't know, man. It's a bit scary. I don't know. We need to win.
If Spurs win, I don't know if Arsenal still have it in the bag, because then you're talking about 1 point, 2 games to go, and then at that point they've got a goal difference edge as well. So when you make it 1 point, all of a sudden Arsenal lose 1 game. Spurs know they don't even have to win; they can draw because their goal difference is better. So yeah, I think Arsenal shouldn't think that they can get away with losing tomorrow. That's a bad mindset.
Look, I've been looking over what the Arsenal team have been saying over the last couple of days in regards to this game, and what Arteta says, and it seems to be something that they are looking forward to. And to me, you're only looking forward to something if you're expecting to do a job. You know what I mean? Do a result. They're excited about reaching the top 4 spot and cementing that. They're excited about beating their rivals. They're excited about entering back into the Champions League. And I think they're anxious to get that out of the way so that they can then take the next lot of the last few games of the seasons, not being it under so much suspense and so much pressure. Because if we beat Spurs and we cement top 4, it just means that anything else that we achieve after that just puts pressure on Chelsea. And that is Arsenal, not having to go through that qualifying stage of the Champions League. Do you know what I mean? At the beginning, rather they've got their position ready for the competition to actually start.
I think that's gone full stop.
Why would you say that? That's a point. They're only a point ahead of us.
No, I'm saying that I think of qualifying for the Champions League in terms of You said qualifying.
Oh yeah. Qualifying. So when you get fourth, you have to play a game.
Nah,
Don't you?
they scrapped that years ago.
See what I'm saying? Man, don't even know. Are you sure?
Yeah, they scrapped that years ago. Yeah, because if you remember, what was it? I remember them times Arsenal first few years on the Wenger, no, at the Emirates, we were always playing that qualifier game.
Yeah, against
some
a dead
random team.
young boys or
we'll
something.
always slap them. Yeah, the only hard one we ever had was like Udinese or something, where we almost lost. But I think that Udinese one, or there was a Fenerbahce one the year after, was the last year. So I think it's been gone like 9 years now. You know, they just threw it away. It's been going.
9?
Yeah, it's been going for a minute in the Prem. Yeah, in the Prem, it's been going for a minute. I think that's because of the coefficient factors. Some other countries still have that problem where they got to qualify. But I think they're probably going to remove that altogether, because I think they said in 2 years, the leagues that best perform in Champions League get like 2 extra slots.
Yeah.
So we're talking about people that finished 5th or 6th could get in Champions League.
The highest positions in Europe are ones that have achieved the most in the whole of Europe, right? Those are the ones who just get seeded through.
Exactly, man. Imagine that. All of a sudden, 5th and 6th place might get Champions League.
Man, that's dead, man.
You guys think Super League will come in?
Bruv, it is the Super League. Listen, these men have just... All they said is, we don't want Super League to be here, and then they've just copied Super League. That's what they've just basically done.
It's coming.
In a way, because what's the format like in 2 years? Isn't it like 2 league tables of like 10 teams, and then everyone plays each other twice, and then the top 5 in each league go through, and then the next man play playoffs to make it into the last 16, and then you go the last 16. Like, that's the Champions League from 2 years onwards, you know.
That sounds a lot like the Super League. That's a lot like what that was they were gonna do, to be honest. But
you guys still love football the same way?
Hey, that's a deep question, man.
I know my answer, but I want some other opinions.
I love the Prem, innit? I love the competitiveness of the Premier League, the fact that anyone can win a game, anyone can lose a game. There's no cemented points. Anyone can pull anything weird out of the bag. That's what I love about the Prem. I love its physicality. I love the type of performances that we see from players, the technical ability from the players, the styles of play, the philosophies of the managers. Like, you have to be tacticians in the Premier League. You have to be. It brings a team like Brighton and a manager like Graham Potter up into the headlights. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It makes teams like Leicester be able to win the league. Like, do you know what I mean? No other country can say that their leagues provide this amount of excitement or this amount of possibility as well. The Prem is what I like. I like the Prem.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of, I think, when you start going down like the Champions League routes, and like even the World Cup is kind of changing and keeps growing and growing. It's just like, the quality of games, especially at the early stages, will just keep getting lower and lower, because you're just going to get more and more mismatches of teams that should never be in these competitions.
I believe this is due to the rise of far left liberalism in society. I think this whole everyone's included kind of mentality is what's ruining the game. Everyone deserves an opportunity. Everyone deserves to be here. No, you don't. You need to compete, bro. You need to compete.
You know what? I like that. I like it that you took down this segue. What do you, man, think about the fact that people now apparently can share gold medals?
No comment. I work for a organization. No comment. I've actually been promoted as well. I can't talk on this. I can't lie.
Who said? Where? When
no,
did that
apparently
come
that's actually happened. I don't know. I was watching someone recently that said there was like one event in like a recent Olympics or something where 2 people shared the gold medal.
They brought it back from the Olympics. So basically, there was something that happened and you have to overturn it. And a couple of years later, 2 people are now sharing the gold medal.
So in a competitive sport,
so it can happen. So from now on, it can happen. Basically,
you can share first place.
And that's even if you don't win the race, right? That's madness. Jalil, why don't you tell us your point of views on why this is okay?
I didn't say it was okay. I didn't say it's not
no,
okay.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, I know in your line of work, I know you're you're heavily involved in equal opportunity and these
Correct.
sort of things like that. So, what is the good thing about something like this?
I'll say this.
That's a good question.
I'll say this. For me, I believe if there's a winner, there's people competing, there should only be one winner, in my opinion. Do I believe everyone should get a chance? Yes, and everyone should go through the same criteria. Now, if you, how do I put this in the best possible way? If you fail the criteria, you shouldn't be allowed to do what needs to be done to challenge. Let's say challenge. That's my opinion. I don't think the criteria should change. But depending on that aspect of things as well, for example, I've got people on my team who's dyslexic. They get a bit more time. Is that fair? Some people will say it's not fair. I think it's fair that they should get a bit more time because they process things a lot slower than the normal person. But that's not in a competitive sense of point of things. So yeah, I agree with you lot in terms of there should be only one winner. I don't understand the two-winner thing, but I think if everyone's going to compete, they should all go past the criteria. If they reach the criteria, then it makes sense.
So in that aspect, just highlighting what you said because it does make sense. It makes total sense. But in that aspect, would you really say that this whole movement for equality actually really isn't equality? It's just kind of equal opportunity rather than equality, because equality would be like, for instance, the person who is dyslexic and the person who's not working the same amount of hours, having the same amount of time frame to do the same amount of work. But equal opportunity would then be taken into consideration someone else's circumstances and then balancing it out so that they have the equal opportunity as someone who does.
I'll say this. Equal opportunity exists. Everyone's equal.
Do you think so? Honestly,
equal opportunity does exist. I'll tell you why. Equality, we're not all equal. All four of us on the screen, we're not equal. I might be taller. Rash might be faster than me. We're all different. We can all do different things. Can we all have the same opportunity? Yes. If we go for it, we should all be allowed to go for the same thing. But can we all thrive in the same thing? No, we can't. We're not equal.
I guess the core element of it all is if we all four went for something, and let's say Rash wins, whatever the opportunity is, whatever it is, especially in a sport environment, if he wins and he's the best man for it, that's what we've competed for.
That's what we've
competed for. Yeah. And he was the best.
No, sorry. Yeah, go on.
I was just going to say that.
So we all had the same opportunity. You're right. We all had the same
opportunity. Yeah,
but we weren't equal. Usain Bolt winning the Olympics. I'm going to say if you put the female runners and the male runners, there's only going to be one winner. The male, just because of genetics and how we're born.
Now you're going into.
Now this is a different subject, which is
really want to get onto here, Jalil. To be honest, I don't want to.
I don't think you
want to get onto here. It's a slippery conversation.
So let me just take that over and put that on my back for a second. All right. So let's just talk about the equal opportunities and equal equality, shall we say, in that. So say for instance we got this Olympic swimmer, right? Who changed his gender, became a woman, and I think he was ranked something like 500 and something in the men's swimming.
And now he's number one.
Then now he's number one in the world because he went through as a female competitor. Now, equality allows him to do this. If it was true equal opportunities, they would make him start with a handicap, i.e., he may have to start. He may have to jump in the pool 5 clear seconds after the other women do. That would then make it an equal opportunity because we know genetically that he is more powerful, stronger, maybe has a longer endurance, and he might be in an advantage. But because he has changed his gender, it wouldn't be right in the equality sense to say that you can't compete with women, okay? But then to make the opportunity, exactly saying, for them to have the same opportunity to win, then it would be right that their handicap would be in place because we know that he is not genetically a woman and he has a different type of strength. So maybe you was to start 5 or 10 seconds after the women first originally go, then you go. Now it becomes equal opportunity. What do you think about something like that?
I think that's a good shout, but I know it'll never be done.
Basically, I'll be honest with you. That's equal opportunity because by the law in that sport, and if you go through the books, there's a lot of books. I saw loads of studies on it. He identifies as a woman. As he identifies as a woman, by law, he's a woman.
Yeah.
So by law, he's a woman. So can he compete with women? Yes, he can compete with women. Is it fair or not? Who's to say? The women are not happy about it, but they're the ones who wanted it to happen at the time. But now they understand. So I don't know what's going to be done about that because there's a lot of studies and stuff. I've been reading up on it. Yeah. I'll be honest with you. But that is equal opportunity. He deserves the same opportunity. So if a woman comes into football and she changes her gender, that's equal opportunity. We should treat her as an equal and treat her on the pitch exactly the same. Will she be as good? We don't know. You know, that's why there's a women's football and there's a men's football. That's why there's a women's NBA and there's a men's NBA. Do you get what I'm saying?
And it's like I saw the other day. I don't know what women's team it was. I don't know if it was Chelsea's or Arsenal. They're planning to like play someone's under 16 team in training.
It's happened before. So they've done it before.
Yeah, so they got battered. I think it was 16. I know they lost like 15-0, or something like that. But I know they want to start doing that more regularly.
Yeah,
play like the under 16 so they can start to get used to like the physicality of, you know, men's football because it is more physical. So, I guess those are the kind of hints where you see, like, you know, because if the women's football team really felt they were on the same level as the men's team, why could Chelsea's football team not play against Real Madrid's men's team in a friendly in the summer? But it's because we all know what would happen. Respectfully.
No, ask your question. I know you got a lot of questions. Obviously, we can take it off air if you want.
Yeah. You know,
look. You answered my question. Do I agree? Do I agree with your answer? Probably no.
Probably not.
But at the same time, look, this identifying yourself as something and it now being something that the rest of society that has to identify you as that thing, even if clearly you are not that thing. I think it is. It's a dangerous. I think it's a dangerous door. Anyway, that's what I'm going to say.
I'll say this to you. I always said it, and I think we should all go by it. The world doesn't owe you an explanation. Yeah, this is to everyone who wants to identify something else, or us four as well. If I'm walking down the street and at night time with my hood up because I'm cold, and someone sees me across the road and thinks I'm going to rob them, but everyone, you guys know me as a person. Do I need to rob someone? No. But they think it, they walk on the street and makes me feel a bit uncomfortable. Like, wow, why would you do that to me? She don't owe me explanation. Just get on with the day and get on with it. And that's how I think how life should be. No one, the world doesn't owe me explanation. If as a man, I always say this as well. I can't talk. A lot of men can't talk about stuff as well in their lives. Yeah, I know we're going a bit deep. I'll be very quick and I'll sum up and go back to it. But men can't talk about stuff is because world doesn't owe us an explanation. Now, if a man and a woman a boy and a girl was running and the girl fell down, everyone would be very nervous. Like, oh, you're right, but it's a boy, everyone would be like, get up. But the world doesn't always have explanation. That's just the way life goes. If the man wants to change his gender and go into the sport and then do it for women, that's up to him. And that's up to them to justify that and make another one. That's what I've got to say. The world doesn't always have explanation.
You know what? I'm glad you said that. And obviously, we have to move back to Arsenal, Tottenham, but yeah, there's parts of what you just said that I agree with, but there's parts of it that I don't totally agree with. That thing of the world doesn't owe you an explanation. Sometimes I think that is needed still. I can't lie, but I get what I definitely get your perspective on it. It's
bit deep.
Yeah, it's a bit deep. But you know. Let's get back into Arsenal. You know what? I'll say this. I enjoyed that conversation. I can't lie.
Rash has been saying this for the longest time. Yeah. Maybe we should swerve away from sports and speak about life in a different kind of problem. And this is the kind of stuff where we can get out and speak about this kind of stuff. Because I feel like in my industry that I'm in now, this conversation kind of needs to happen. A lot of these conversations need to happen so people can get a general understanding. When I say the world doesn't owe you explanation, it doesn't mean you can't go chase it. If I'm not going to go chase the woman who walked across the street and said, "Why did you run away from me? I'm a professional. I'm a manager." I can't tell her that. I don't need to tell her that, but I could do. But I feel like when I say what the explanation, just leave it sometimes. But if you want to learn more, let's have a conversation, sit down together and have a talk about it. Get people involved as well. That's where I come from.
Yeah, look, I'm always for thought-provoking conversations, things that make you have to go in. Wow, look at that! Look at that! Wow! If it's a blast from the past, what is going on?
Forgot you're subscribed. I thought you forgot about us. You found four new boys to go and watch, eh? What's going on?
Shout out to Falak. Welcome back. But yeah, what I was saying before is look at that, Jalil. She remembers how to spell your name.
Blessing. Love.
Nah, big up Falak. It's been a while still.
Absolutely.
But yeah, like I
but
think
yeah,
us having thought-provoking conversations is very important. It gets a chance for people to express their opinions, express their thoughts, express their truths. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So it's definitely something that should be encouraged, because for an ever-changing society, especially in morality and in regards to social norms as well, I think in order for us to be on the same page, we have to obviously understand each other a lot better, and these conversations is the things that will make those things happen.
No, 100%. And I think eventually we will, even if it's like a once in a month thing, once every 2 months, just have like a real proper, like deep convo about proper topics in life and try and be as transparent as we can on those topics. Obviously, videos may get taken down, people might hate us, but
I know Jeff will be quiet.
I speak when necessary. You had this topic,
Jeff's got a job. Jeff's got a job to keep, bro. Chill.
Nah, man. When we open the door to that kind of topic and we have a real podcast, then I'll happily give my views. But until then,
no. I know Jeff's got a lot. I know Jeff's got a lot to say, man. But yeah, now big up Falak. Falak, we need to get you on, man, because obviously I know you're a United fan, so I know you're in pain right now. Like you guys are the new banter club, so you know what I mean. So we definitely need to get you on the show. Haters gonna hate Jeff. Nah, getting hate. So, but yeah, no. People smash the like, subscribe to RBT. Let's get into a combined 11, man. Let's do combined 11. Hopefully, this will be more balanced. It feels like every time we do a combined 11 with Arsenal, it's always at a bad time, like against City or Liverpool. So this is actually one that should be balanced. So let me know if that's on the screen.
It's on the screen.
Sick. Falak just saying, OMG, have those deep topics. I'll be so for it. Hey, that's good. Yeah. That's good. Now we'll definitely do it. But yeah. By the way, for you, man, can you all see yourselves at the bottom now rather than on the side?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a new thing then. That's weird. Okay, whatever, man. All right, cool. So what are we saying? Who wants to go first? Goalkeeper.
I'll go first. Man.
Go on, man.
I think we've got to just do it right and fair. As much as I love Ramsdale, Lloris has literally been quite good, man. He's been active, man. I know he's had Romero saving him here and there, but he's been making some good stops from big teams. They played City, played Liverpool through, and a few other clubs, a few other teams as well. He's been doing well. So I kind of want to base this just off this season alone and not off as a player as a whole, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. And regardless if we did that anyway, it will be Lloris, because Ramsdale hasn't really got much of a career yet. But I'm gonna go for Lloris for goalkeeper.
Okay. By the way, formation wise, in fact, let's do that after goalkeeper, because goalkeeper doesn't change. So you're going Lloris and goal, Jado. Jeff, who are you going for?
I think I'd agree, man. Ramsdale, they probably had similar seasons. So they had their dips here and there, and they've had their good form. But I think Lloris is probably is a better goalie than Ramsdale currently.
Okay, Rash.
Yeah, as much as I hate to say, I actually agree with that. Ramsdale over, when he first came to Arsenal, he was showing a lot of his strengths. We didn't really see a lot of his weaknesses, but as the season's gone on, you start to see a few holes in his game, a couple of things that he needs to work on, and I think the gap between Lloris and Ramsdale in their full overall abilities, I think Lloris definitely takes it.
Yeah. No, definitely. I think that's probably right. But you know what? It's probably not a bad thing. I think when Lloris joined Spurs, um, I think he was like one of the highest regarded keepers in the world at the time when he joined Spurs. Do you
Mhm.
Yeah.
guys feel like he's matched that like hype that came with him when he joined Spurs? I don't feel like he has.
It's
He hasn't
hard
been
to.
bad.
At
It's hard to
times,
though.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
like, yeah, like Jeff said, at times he's displayed that. Do you know what I mean? But like he plays for Spurs. You know what I mean? And it's difficult to kind of be the standout player of the club, like how De Gea was for Man United when they were going through their turmoil that is still existing. Just want to point that out, they're still going through their turmoil. Um, it's difficult with a Spurs anyway. I mean, when he was with a high flying Spurs on Pochettino, he seemed like the best keeper there was probably about. Do you know what I mean? But
yeah. Fair
then
point.
but when
Fair
you
point.
see bang average Spurs re-emerging, you know what I mean? It's going to be difficult for him to be the outstanding performer that he once was.
the role of a
Yeah,
keeper changed anyway. So he's not a goalie with the feet. He's more
no,
a typical old school goalie.
Hmm.
So
yeah,
where you need to play out from the back, that's not his thing. Like if you play the ball back to him, you'll probably catch him out because he's not the best on the ball. But
Mm.
yeah.
it doesn't
And
matter.
you know what?
Yeah.
That's actually a great point, Jeff. So if I was to ask you, man, goalkeeper for your team, what balance are you putting in between actually being a goalkeeper, the fundamental basics, claiming crosses, being commanding, shot stopping, to the ball playing ability from the back for your teams? Which one would you say? How would you proportion it? 60% the fundamentals, 40% the goal, the playing out from the back. How would you man choose?
Well, if you don't get the program and get the days, then teams like um, City, teams like Liverpool will always beat you in everything because if you don't get the program, that's the new day in football. You get what I'm saying? Footballers, I mean, goalkeepers kind of have to pass out from the back now, man, regardless. Bro. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I say the 40-60 split, 40 good footwork in that, playing as a extra centre back in terms of finding people and getting a good position to pass back if need to and being comfortable on the ball. And then 60 can go to shot stopping and stuff. And I personally think Ramsdale has that personally at the moment. He can get better
Okay.
with it, but I think he's not as good as Lloris and Edison and that, but he's got those attributes
Yeah.
and he can just get better from there. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. What about you, Jeff?
Probably say about the same. Like fundamentals are obviously so important because there's crosses, you're called upon several times a
Yeah.
game. You have to make a response to it, innit? But the growth of have been able to play out from the back is definitely in the past 5 years become even more important. Like if you just look at the top teams in the world, the majority of them are really good with their feet.
Yeah.
Maybe the only difference is maybe Courtois, who's not outstanding with his feet,
Nah.
and Oblak.
Yeah.
But I'd say that's about it. They're more the traditional goalies, but the rest of them, like Edison, gets heralded for his passing all the time. So that kind of speaks to how important it is. Like he starts attacks.
Yeah. Literally. Yeah. Spot on. And Rash, what are you saying? Same thing or?
No, I'd say something slightly different. And 60-40 seems like a good split, but to me, I think in regards to a keeper, it should be more like 70-30, 75-25, to be honest. Because they don't use their feet that often. And if you look at the ability of most goalkeepers and their distribution and how comfortable they are on the ball, it's probably 90-10 split. And that's what the actual split is. So if what I would say is what I would want from a keeper in my team, it'll probably be about maybe 15% more than that. So that's why I was saying maybe a 75-25 split, because that's what seems to be more it seems to be more realistic.
Yeah.
The main and primary thing that I would want from my goalkeeper is that he's a shot stopper, that
Yes.
he saves balls, he stops the balls
Shots.
from going in the back of the net. Do you know
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say? And this scene with what seems to be more able to be done. Is it easier for a goalkeeper to become a better shot stopper, or is it easier for him to be a better footballer And we've seen that in regards to Leno, he just cannot be a better footballer. He's not good with his feet as much as he tries, and he might have improved a little bit. He's not at the levels that it requires him to be in order to be a first team starter. So he is more of a shot stopper. He's more of a goalkeeper, a traditional goalkeeper, and that's what he is, and he's good at that. Do you know what I mean? But in the side of play that Arsenal need, they need someone who's a bit more better with their feet. And I'm sure Ramsdale isn't like amazing with his feet. Like, take him outside of the box, he's going to get dubbed by a defender. Probably a defender will twist him up. Do you know what I mean? But is he much better than the average goalkeeper with his feet? Yes, he is. Do you know what I mean? And I think it's a lot more easier for Ramsdale to improve his goalkeeping skills than it would be for Leno to improve his footwork. And that's just my take on it. So that's why that split is slightly lower. But yeah, I definitely take a ball playing goalkeeper better than just a traditional goalkeeper at the moment.
No, that makes sense, and I think that's a good breakdown. To be fair, because like you said, 90% of the time, the keeper's main job is still to save shots, catch crosses, etc. Apart from maybe Ederson, because Man City keep the ball 80% of the times, or they can have 10-minute periods where they keep it 99%, like they did against Newcastle, which. I don't think I've ever seen that before, 99% over any period of time. So, yeah, man. All right, formation-wise, because Spurs play 3 at the back, Arsenal don't. So, do we just go with the traditional back 4?
Question is that how do you think Arsenal are going to line up against Spurs? Because, I mean, they've done well against Spurs when they're typically, or should I say done well against Conte when they're typically a back 5. And that was from when Wenger first met Conte, and we beat him when he was Chelsea's manager, and it's kind of filtered through into when Arteta faces up against Tottenham as well. He tends to play with a back 5 against Conte's teams as well. So,
and even against Tuchel, usually Tuchel likes to play 3 at the back. Arsenal matched them in the FA Cup final, playing 3 at the back.
That's right.
Aubameyang scored 2. So to be fair, you can see Arteta playing. But then, so what are we saying? He has to left wing back
because what's his name's not fit because Ben Colkane
not fit in it.
Yeah, Ben Colkane ain't fit as well. So what back 3 would we have? This is what I'm saying. I think we're at disadvantage. I think for the purpose of this video, I think we should keep it at 4-3. The only issue is that you just said they play 5 at the back, which means they only got 2 midfielders. So by default, we get an extra centre mid in there. And I think that's Odegaard. He's going to go early. I don't know.
I think Odegaard would have made it in there regardless, to be honest.
Yeah.
I was going to put...
put your hands up. Yeah, put your hands up.
I guess I'll go for the breaking news. I was going to go Hojbjerg, Partey, and Odegaard in the middle. That's what I was going to go. But,
Let's get back to that. But we'll keep it 4 at the back. So, Jeff, who are you having as your right back? Emerson Royale?
Yeah, right. Tomiyasu wins that with ease.
All day.
Yeah, no.
Cedric bloody wins that.
I don't rock a Cedric Royale. What's his name? Emerson Royale.
Yeah.
Jalil, centre backs. What are you saying? Smash and likes, people, by the way.
Romero, is his name Romero and Gabriel.
I actually agree.
I'd agree. Romero is a top quality centre back.
He is. Hate to say he's actually quality still.
Yeah.
No, not to Ben White, but yeah, Romero is better. I can say that.
I agree.
I think, you know what? I think Ben White and Romero are pretty similar on the ball. Ben White might be better, but I think Romero is just like a more aggressive version of Ben White.
That's where it comes in.
Very aggressive.
It's just a more touch tight old school defender, and and he can play. He's not bad on the ball either. Like he's got.
He's not.
So
he's not.
That's why he's a bit better.
But it's not just there. Sorry, go on, Jalil. Go on.
Oh, sorry. That's what I was going to say in regards to the centre back again. In terms of your new school defenders, kind of have to know how to kick ball and play out from the back and everything. Whereas Romero has that. I'll say Ben Colkane is better, but Romero also has the aggression. He has the fight, and he's actually a really good defender. Ben White's getting up there at the moment, but yeah, he doesn't have all those attributes as great as Romero. That's what I'd say.
The thing is, out of them three. Sorry, Rash. Just very quickly, just to say, out of them three between Romero, Gabriel, and Ben White, Gabriel's probably the worst on the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is where it comes in. You need someone who goes. This is what I'm saying. It might be a bit contradicting myself here. But you need someone who knows how to play football and is your leader, which I see Romero doing and Ben White doing. And you need Gabriel to go up for the headers and do the madness. Who might take the last yellow for you just to maintain football again. So that's where it works out.
Yeah. Go on, Rash. Sorry.
Yeah, look, two things there. Look, which kind of actually join into it. I think Ben White is actually better on the ball than Romero. I think he's got better feet than he has. Yeah, but like you're saying, the physicality of Romero and the aggression, and I think the thing that tips the scale is certainty. Yeah, like he does things and he does it knowing that I'm going to do that and it's going to come off. I.e., if I'm going to pass the ball, it's going to reach the man. If I'm going for this challenge, I'm going to go for it. If I'm going forward, it's because there's going to be an end product in what I'm trying to do. I'm not going to go forward, take 2 touches, go past 2 men and do a little bit too much, and then my space is jeopardized and now I need to try and track back. Do you know what I mean? He seems to be sure of the things that he's doing when he's doing it, which then brings me on to Gabriel and why Gabriel is actually better than both of them, because he's not better with his feet, okay, but that certainty and that determination to this needs to be done, so I'm going to do it. I want to throw my body into it. I want to throw my action to it. I'm aware of the space that is in and around behind me. He's just more certain than these guys are in their position. He's much aware of his surroundings, and his decision making is a lot more quicker. And even if his decisions sometimes are overzealous, the boy picks up a yellow card nearly every game. That's it. He's made his decision. He's going for it, and he's going for it 100%. And you need that certainty in a centre back.
Yeah, no, 100%. And Gabriel overall, since he's joined Arsenal, I think it was like 25-30 million. He's been good value for money, and hopefully he can keep on getting better and iron out some of the weaknesses in this game. Big up Falak saying, what's funny is I don't support either team and I'm here listening. I have no knowledge either. To be honest, you support United right now, so there's a window of opportunity for you to switch. I'm not saying you should switch to Arsenal or Spurs, but maybe switch to Man City or something. You know, they got Haaland now, so...
No, forget that. You live in London. Support a London club. Switch.
It's true.
Tired of these Mancunians who are fake names.
Well, they all live in London, bro.
They all live in London.
Yeah, she ain't feeling that still. She's not feeling that. All right, Rash, left back.
Who do they have? Who's their left back?
Bro, Sessegnon. Reguilon.
I like Reguilon, but I like Sessegnon as well. Sessegnon's been getting a lot of games lately, and the thing is that it's like when one starts, the other one comes on later on in the game, and it's been that way. I like both of them players, but I think Reguilon's a better defender than Sessegnon. I like Sessegnon. I wanted him at Arsenal at one stage when he was with Fulham, but I think he was with Fulham, wasn't he? It was Fulham that he was with, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wanted him to come over to Arsenal when he was with them, but he's had a very slow development at that club. But he has seemed to have reached somewhere now where he's more of a prominent player, which is always good to see, and I'm happy to see that as well for the young lad. But right now, I would still choose Reguilon over him.
Are you not going to debate them against an Arsenal player though, Tierney?
Tierney's not playing.
Oh, you said fit only, innit? Will you say fit only?
That's
or the season?
Yeah, because you said Saka might. Actually, did you get any news on that Saka situation? Because I haven't heard anything about that.
Saka's 50-50. So for me, when I hear 50-50 before a big game, I assume playing.
Yeah, they're just faking it.
Especially if you're a big player, I assume playing.
But are we going off based on the season, or who's ready for tomorrow? I
think we can go. I don't mind going based off the season. If we're going based off the season, and I think Tierney walks in.
Yeah, Tierney easily. That's his spot. But if it's not Tierney, it's not Tavares. Tell you
Yeah,
that
It's
much.
Not Tavares, yeah.
Nah.
And as much as I like the guy, do you know what I'm trying to say? He is just not a good defender right now. He needs a lot of work done. You know what I mean?
You know what it is with
he's
Tavares?
young enough for it to happen.
Right now, he's giving me Andre Santos vibes. Because I remember when Andre Santos first joined Arsenal, he was kind of decent going forward. People were loving the whole Brazilian vibe. And then that died.
I see. Andre Santos was like a 27-year-old when he came, so I can't even judge it like that. Like Tavares is a kid. Like he's got a long way to go, man. Whether we buy this new left back, he may end up being third choice and having to work harder, but you got time.
Mm-hmm. Got time.
Yeah.
That's the key thing. He's got time.
100%.
With the right coaching, he could be good because he's good going forward. I think his final decision making could be a little bit better. His passing needs a lot of improvement as well, but he's got a lot of potential. With the right coaching, he could be good. Give him time.
Yeah, no, 100%. Listen, people, smash the likes. If you're new, subscribe to RBT. Go check us out on Instagram, TikTok, etc. All right, midfield 3. So, Jado, who's your midfield 3? You said.
Hojbjerg, playing more of a deeper role, and Partey and Odegaard. If we're going off the season. Yeah.
So Jado's going Hojbjerg, Partey, Odegaard. Jeff?
Yeah, I think I'd probably have the same. Like Xhaka wouldn't make my team. Harry Winks or someone wouldn't make my team.
He doesn't make his own team.
He doesn't make his own team.
So yeah, I think those three would work as being the three in midfield.
Okay, and Rash?
Odegaard, Partey, Nene.
Man, like El Nene.
But that's just me.
You know what? El Nene's actually been good these last 4 games.
He's only played like 4 games. Every game that he's played, he's been good.
Yeah,
he's cool, man. Like he's just a model professional to be like. He's limited. Like
he is.
He ain't got much, but it's like if you're calling him to do a job, he'll do it. Like
that's right. That's the thing. El Nene doesn't drop stinkers.
Yeah, it's just a model professional. Like you come in and you do your job, whether it be average or not. Like
and he doesn't stray from the assignment.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. Yeah. So, but I think he's gonna get a new deal. Like, I mean,
low risk, man. I don't really care. Like, if it's 1 year for him, like he's played like maybe 10 games this season anyway. Yeah. So like, what's the difference if you get a new deal? Like, you're kind of you've probably resigned to the fact it's going to be more of the same. Mm-hmm. So
he seems to be okay with it.
Yeah, like who cares?
Yeah, I guess the only question is if Arsenal do make Champions League, are you then okay with Arsenal playing a Champions League game on a Wednesday night and then having a Saturday game at like noon and then he's starting the Saturday game because you're trying to rest man from Wednesday?
I don't think it's going to be that scenario. I don't think it's going to be that scenario. And the reason why I don't think it's that scenario is because I think, like Jeff just said, I think and then he has kind of accepted his role as third, fourth choice in the midfield. He doesn't kick up a fuss about that. He's still at every training. He's still a good presence in the change room. He's still someone who the manager can say, I need this from you, and he still does it. And it doesn't matter whether he's played 15 games, 20 games a season, or just 5. He's just the same type of player. I think Arsenal, if we do make Champions League, we will be looking for players to fill in that spot as well. Someone to come into the midfield to add extra support to Partey or and Odegaard, or maybe even another 2 midfielders, because look, let's just be honest, the Champions League is a different kettle of fish, and the money that it comes through with getting into the Champions League is a different level of money. We'll have the ability to put in for another 2 midfielders as well, centralized midfielders to do the job as well, and I think El Nini will be happy to take that same 4th or 3rd position choice again.
Yeah, probably.
What I'd say is, El Nene is like going on me in terms of I've never seen him moan. I've never heard a bad word about. I've never heard a bad word about the guy, and that's a blessing in disguise. I would keep him, but then I just always think about like people we need to compete against in terms of your Chelseas, your Cities, and Liverpool. I use those three because they're the three above us. And you look at their midfielders, like if you even look at like City's midfield, you've got your third midfielder might be good again. That's mad. You look at Liverpool, your third midfielder might be Keita. That's kind of mad as well. Chelsea, I know your third midfielder might be Kante. That's saying something. I kind of want I also have the same effect that, oh man, they switch up man might play Nene, but you don't hear that in terms of not much of a challenge. But if his kind of head, this is why I prefer people with his kind of head than someone like a Bentancur who don't give a shit. And then he's actually kind of like willing to learn. And he's not there to break the rules and stuff. So that's why I wouldn't be mad at it, because he's actually a nice guy. But I do want more. Do you know what I mean?
But don't you think Jalil with the Aubameyang one is, and obviously I'm not his biggest fan playing wise, don't you think it's just been a win-win for both sides? Because he's gone there and done his thing at Barca, done his job, and then Arsenal have kind of got better or just stabilized without him. So
we've been able to do what we need to do. I hate to say it, but it's kind of like the Ronaldo thing where you're not going to expect Ronaldo to press if you want to be that kind of team where you want to do counter and then go off. Do you know what I mean? Like he's probably better for that, counter attacking and that. You're not going to expect him to do much off the ball in terms of defending. And that's kind of what the effect we had with Aubameyang. You're not going to expect him to do the pass and then pass and move. You know, he's quite decent at it. He wasn't the best at it in terms of holding up and doing other stuff. It was more run up and finishing. It's your English version of Jamie Vardy. Let's be real. Do you know what I mean? He finishes, and it's always a nice finish, but it doesn't offer more to the game. And as the game changes, you kind of have to adapt. And he's allowed us to do that by leaving. So it's kind of a win-win. I agree with you.
Yeah. So I think to round up the midfield, we're going Hojbjerg. I think probably Hojbjerg just gets over. I think him and Xhaka, they haven't been that much different this season.
Xhaka's been better, bro. Let's be real. Xhaka's been better, but like they're gonna kill us for being biased. So let's put over. Let's be real.
The whole season.
But Hojbjerg ain't been decent.
Listen.
Been pants.
The whole season, Xhaka's been better. Xhaka's been better. Xhaka's been actually like, and I've never thought I'd say that, but Xhaka's actually been the better player out of the two, and he's actually been a reliable player. You even see it sometimes where he looks like he's about to make the old Xhaka type of challenge, and then decide not to. You know what I mean? And that to me, that's him thinking. We always said the boy doesn't think when he's on the pitch, and that is his problem. That has changed. He's got more of a football mind. He's got a bit of a more, okay, even if it's a 50-50 challenge, it's too dangerous. I'm not risking it. I'm not doing it. And what he will do instead, we'll cover back instead.
That's been since January, though. To me, the whole season, it hasn't been a great season. He has had a very good 3 months. A season is different, where season's 9 months.
Yeah.
33% of your season being good, it doesn't warrant you being better than the next man. To me,
to be honest, I can't even remember if Xhaka was bad at the first part of the season.
He wasn't great.
I think he was just first half of the season. Xhaka was Xhaka. Second half of the season, he's been actually pretty decent. I can't lie. It's hard to argue with his performances.
He's been good. He's been past.
He's been good
since that Liverpool game where he got sent off. Since then, he's that was the turning point. He's been good ever since.
Yeah, that red card was madness as well. But
that first half, there's a lot to be desired. Hojbjerg has just kind of been steady the whole way through.
But I don't know, man. I watched his game, man, as well. Hojbjerg has made some really weird decisions recently as well, man.
He's overrated as well, by the way, that Hojbjerg guy.
Couple of his decisions and a couple of the challenges and the things that he's done over the last few games I've been watching the Spurs, like he's been the weak link in the midfield. It's been him. He's been the one making the weird decisions that's put them under pressure, doing the fouls in and around the box that's put them under pressure, doing the loose passes. Go ahead, Jalil. I know you've got something.
Hojbjerg is the right-footed version of Xhaka. The only time he turned up this season is against the big teams. If you look at them, the big teams, he's played well. That's not enough to worry. Against the Brightons, against all the teams, he's been pants, bro. He's meant to be the midfield holding it down. He's meant to be playing the both roles. I know he's only 2 of them in the middle. He's been pants, bro. That's not his fault. I blame it on Conte for putting him in the middle with no one else, and he's not been that good. He's your right-footed Xhaka.
Yeah, I think that's not a bad comparison.
I can't say that.
Oh man,
No, it's not to Xhaka level because of like the red cards and stuff.
Xhaka's got a 6-year catalogue of being Xhaka. Like,
He does have he does have a catalogue. He does, and that's the thing. And Hojbjerg was good.
Similar to Xhaka.
No. I'm saying Xhaka does have a catalogue, and that's what is putting him probably below because of his past sins. Yeah, but Hojbjerg was really good at his previous club as well. I believe, was it Southampton, wasn't it?
Southampton, yeah.
Southampton. I thought he was a good midfielder there, and then he came over to Tottenham. He had like a good 3 games, and then he started playing weird. He started playing really bad, and then started not getting any games because of his performances. And now he's kind of come back into the club as a regular starter. I'm not 100% convinced with him at Tottenham yet. Previously at Southampton, I was thinking, yeah, that's a really good midfielder. Right here now, not too sure. But I hear what you're saying, Jeff. He definitely doesn't have the catalogue that Xhaka does have. Yeah, and that might be what a lot of our judgment should be based on, is like what we know Xhaka can actually do. That side of Xhaka.
That's my only point is just because right-footed Xhaka would imply you do the same things. That's it. That's my only point.
Yeah.
When I say right-footed Xhaka also makes a good right passes forward and stuff. He does win a few balls, but now thinking about it, yeah, because I'm more worried about. By the way. I'm all thinking about how people will perceive me for putting 3 midfielders. I kind of want to put Xhaka there instead of Hojbjerg now, man. I can't even lie. But I'm outvoted anyway. But that's my fault. I'm changing my vote, but I'm outvoted.
I'm with you.
But now let's keep Hojbjerg, but it's not. It's very close between the two of them, to be honest. But
it's like the man behind the man, innit? Man shadow in that.
I think realistically next season, for both clubs' sake, you'd be hoping that we're having a different conversation on this position. It should be more like, is it Tielemans versus Bentancur? That's already sounds way different already.
Sounds better.
So wait, if Bentancur is included, why don't we pick Bentancur?
He's only been there half the season.
I'd pick Bentancur, but for that reason, because he's only been there half the season.
He's a better player. I think Bentancur is a better player.
If we're doing a level right now for Liverpool, would Diaz make it?
Yes, he would.
Yes, of course, yeah.
And he's been here half a season. What's the difference?
Fair enough. I mean, I'll put Bentancur in.
I think that's better.
If we're gonna leave Hojbjerg out, cool. I'm not mad at it. Like, I'm not his manager. I'm cool. But like Xhaka ain't better than Bentancur or Hojbjerg. Like, he shouldn't even get a sniff.
Yeah. No, Bentancur should definitely start. But like I said, next season if Arsenal get Tielemans, then Tielemans starts over Bentancur. Even though Bentancur's good.
His power to make sure Xhaka was not there.
No, it's not even that. It's just they said Xhaka's better than Hojbjerg. That's cool. You can feel that, but he ain't better than Bentancur.
That's true. It's true.
No, that's true.
You won.
Big up my guy Lewis in the building saying, can we do a Gareth Crooks and Paul Emil Smith Rowe centre mid? Nah, man. Nah, man. Why would we do that though?
He'll be first on the bench. He's a good super sub for Arsenal this season. I don't know if
he's a good sub. He's a good sub.
Not a good starter at all.
All right, from 3.
We even need to discuss this one?
We don't need to do this.
I mean,
we kind of know. Right?
We should know it, but I'm just saying. Some people are saying that right wing is not slam dunk.
It is.
But they're saying Kulusevski.
Kulusevski, isn't it?
Nah, man.
Nah.
Kulusevski's good, but he ain't better than Saka.
Kulusevski's very good.
Nah, man.
He ain't better than Saka.
We're all on the same page, so then it's cemented. Then I think.
Yeah. So Saka, Son, Kane.
Yeah.
What, we forgot about Eddie?
Raw. Damn. Nah, big up Eddie, innit?
It's a little too late for him, I can't lie.
Yeah, he should still leave.
Yeah.
I think I saw that he might be going West Ham, to be fair.
Good move.
Good move, yeah.
They definitely need someone because Antonio's been doing it the longest by himself, man. It's not him. That's not even his real position, man.
Oh, he needs help up there, man.
Sure does.
The guy is just dying out there, man. As Rash says here, smash the likes, people. Hey, people in the building, big up everyone. So that's the combined 11. So how many Spurs players we got? 1, 2,
Should be
3,
half of that.
5. So it ends up 6-5 to Arsenal. I mean, I think that's pretty fair. That's probably as fair as you're going to get, to be honest.
Hold on, no. It's 6-5. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, 6-5 to Arsenal. Yeah, I see that.
6-5 Arsenal. Big up Lewis saying, where's the 9th most expensive player in Prem history? Talking about Pepe. I mean, listen.
Hey, man.
Big up Pepe, man. I think he was holding some unfair corn on Sunday when people were expecting him to shoot with his right foot from 60
Why would you
yards.
turn back? Why would you turn back?
Bro, it was on his right foot, though, bro. What?
He scored with
going on your left foot.
Bro, from his own half.
He shouldn't have shot. He just should have kept running with it. Like cutting back was a bit silly.
Yeah,
like, shooting from 60 yards on your weaker foot is equally as silly unless you're Xabi Alonso. But if you should have just kept going. That's all.
Yeah. No,
and that's the thing that lets me down with Pepe, man. It's always been his brain that has been the issue, his decision making that has been the issue, him not having the football intelligence. And you just know when it's you and no one in front and everyone's just chasing you, you just run. You run. Because if you run, what's going to happen is that your guys behind you, your man them, are running too, along with the Tottenham man and the the goalkeeper, the Leeds United goalkeeper. Everyone's chasing back. You get the ball back up into the other ends. By the time you look left, you've got a couple, or look right, you've got mandem in the box now, you've got support, and it just puts the other team's out of shape. We could have done something more. It's just a decision making. It just said he should have ran with it. He should have just kept on running. He would have outpaced everyone else. And if he didn't, someone else would have caught up by then for him to make the right decision, the right pass. Didn't have to shoot. You just have to keep the ball and run. Could have got a foul. Which if he ran in the line of the goalkeeper as well, the goalkeeper probably definitely 100% would have done it.
Red card, yeah.
Definitely, he would have done it.
Yeah, that's a fair argument, to be fair. He could have definitely kept on running. I think I saw some people online saying he should have shot.
They're drunk, man. You're gonna shoot. The guy barely stands on his right foot. You want him to shoot from there.
Flamingo.
Mad.
But yeah, so all right. So our combined Arsenal Spurs 11 is Lloris in goal, Tomiyasu right back, Romero and Gabriel centre back, Tierney left back, Bentancur and Partey as the sitting two midfielders with Odegaard just in front, and then Saka, Son on the left, and Harry Kane up top. That's our team. If you agree, disagree, drop it on the comments. Let us know. But I think that's a very, very reasonable team to do. So it's now time, people, just to wrap it up. Predictions time. Who wants to go first? Jalil. Prediction: Tottenham, Arsenal, 8 o'clock tomorrow, North London derby, the top 4 trophy. What are you saying, bro? Who's winning?
I went 2-1 before. It's away from home, so it's a bit sticky still. I'm gonna stick with 2-1. I'm gonna stick with 2-1 Arsenal. I was gonna go draw, but then I remember that if Martinelli starts, he's giving someone a headache. Yeah, I'm gonna go 2-1.
Okay, 2-1 Arsenal. And then after you guys give me the predictions, there's just a very, very quick question I want to ask actually that I saw today that's interesting. Jeff, what are you saying?
2-2, both teams finished with 10 men.
Okay. It's a shout. It's a shout. Rash?
I just want to let you guys know that this has got nothing to do with what I really want and what my heart is saying, but it's just the way things pan out. I think Tottenham's going to win 2-1.
Wait, Raw, I think I like that. What was your prediction?
2-1 Tottenham.
2-1 Tottenham. That's subjective. That's proper objective. I'm going 1-1. And I agree with Jeff. I'm not going to say 2 red cards. I'm going to say 1 red card. But I'm going to go 1-1. I think it'll be tight. But now let me just ask you guys this question. If Arsenal were to win tomorrow, is there a particular way you would like them to celebrate securing 4th place? Because if they start running towards the crowd, they'll get criticized for winning the league. Is there a particular... would you have any problems if Arteta and then the whole team all jump up together, hug, say, "Yeah, we secured fourth," and then they run to the crowd and start celebrating in front of the fans like they won a trophy. Like,
Look, I'll put it this way. If they celebrate, would I be thinking, what the hell are you doing? Nah, not really. Not the way Real Madrid did against City. That's a bit wild. But if they did do it, it's only to rub it in the wounds of Spurs and all their critics. They will celebrate regardless of what happens. I think after every result, if you score a goal, you should celebrate. I don't understand why you wouldn't celebrate. It's what you practice for in training. You practice in training to win games. And if you secure it, I'll relate it back to work. If you do a project and you succeed in a project, celebrate, go out, go have a meal with your mates, go buy some drinks, whatever. Celebrate. I don't understand why someone can get criticized for doing their job and celebrating. So I say celebrate.
Okay, so you're saying you have no problem with whatever celebrations.
I don't care, man. You celebrate. If you wanna sit down in the middle of the pitch and get your barber to come on and give you a nice shape up as well, you do that shit, bro. I don't care how you celebrate, bro. You just celebrate. That's what you want to do it. Because I celebrate. If I score a goal in football, I celebrate differently to how someone else will celebrate. Someone might just walk away and laugh it off. I might be going like, yeah, get in the face of people, mug them off and stuff. Yeah. People are different in it. So celebrate how you want to celebrate is how I see it.
Okay, Jeff.
We celebrate that we win the league. We didn't win the league, so I'm just gonna be looking at it like I don't get it. Like, obviously, you should be happy you won, or you got Champions League and won the game. But at the end of the day, the hard work begins. Like, like we've only won we've made Champions League. That's playing one. Yeah, it's one game a week. The real test comes when you play 60 games a season. So obviously celebrate, but I ain't expecting like a just secured world peace kind of celebration either.
Well said. And Rash, what are you saying?
I'm gonna echo what the guys have said. Celebrate by all means necessary, bruv. Like, you celebrate. If you score a goal, you celebrate. You win a match, you celebrate. But if you achieve something that is a target, you also must celebrate accordingly as well. Top four, or should I say, Champions League is a great achievement. And if Leicester, West Ham, all the other teams that are fighting for these positions, even if Tottenham secured Champions League place, they're going to go to their fans, they're going to celebrate to each other and say, well done, look, we got into the elite club. Do you know what I'm trying to say? We've made it. Well done, lads. Especially if we've had the past run-ins that Arsenal have, the past few seasons. I mean, we've been out of it for 5 years? Do you know what I mean? So for us to finally get back into that elite club with such a young squad as well, going through the turmoil that we have, because I mean, look, it's been horrible. It's been horrible for Arsenal fans. It's been horrible for Arsenal players. Arsenal as a total team, it's been just dreadful. Even the manager, man, that guy, he's known for his black hair, and my man's got grey strands now. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's taken his toll on him. Do you know what I mean? So to get into the Champions League, it's something that I think they should celebrate. Should they celebrate like they've won the league? No, but they should celebrate that achievement. Now, for securing top 4 position, that as well needs to be celebrated if it gets done, because none of us had Arsenal in the top 4. Arsenal probably didn't have Arsenal in the top 4. If you look at Arteta's plans for this season, it probably was to get back into Europe, all right, and that was it. Yeah. But if they was to get top 4 over is it 60 games or 58 game season, whatever it is, you guys and you achieve that, then that is something as well to be celebrated. But it's not something to say that the chapter's over. All right, you've got top 4, the season's not over. Get those last few wins as well and see what you can really achieve, so that we can say you've had a really good season. Do you know what I mean? But should you celebrate at Tottenham? Of course. Celebrate in that place, and celebrate long and hard. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Rub it in their fans, rub it in their players, make their ground our ground for a little while. Man, whatever. Do what we can. Do you know what I mean? If we win there. If we don't, it is what it is, isn't it? Right. But if we win there, it's definitely something to celebrate. That's my opinion.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think, obviously, as Jeff said and you said as well, Rash, obviously don't celebrate that you've won the league. Don't do that. Don't attract any of that type of attention onto you.
Don't be
But
crying in the
if
middle
you,
of the pitch. Don't be crying,
yeah,
bro.
none of that.
Right.
But if you do win, secure top 4, you do have a right to celebrate. So if I see the Arsenal players the day after that and they've gone out for a nice meal somewhere, that's cool, man. Like you said, none of us had Arsenal top 4 at the start of the season. So regardless of one game a week or not, we can't be revisionist because we pretty much knew Arsenal had one game a week at the start of the season, and we still didn't have them in the top 4. So I think at that point, where regardless of whether you like Arteta or you don't like him, you just have to give him and the team credit and just say, well done for finishing 4th. And then when it gets to the summer, you remember, oh, this is only the first step. That's not the final step. We actually want to be competing again as the Arsenal that when we were growing up were challenging and were proper feared. So it's a big game tomorrow. Like I think Arsenal, no one can deny that for Arsenal, it's a big game. And if they secure it tomorrow, I think that would be a mini statement to say, okay, we secured it the first chance we could at our rivals' ground. So let's move from there. And then it's just about getting the right players because, you know what I'm saying? I remember everyone in January was crying when we didn't get Vlahovic. But now all of a sudden, apparently Vlahovic is struggling in Juve. And now people are asking the question, did he make the right move? So football's very funny how it can change just like that.
You got to take stepping stones, man. Like Haaland's doing with City, stepping stone to Madrid for about 5 years. Now playing. That's a bit of a dig to the man there.
That's a lot. But it is.
It's
a stepping stone. It is.
Yeah.
It is. When Ronaldo in 2008, United just won the Premier League and Champions League double. And he still handed in a transfer request to go to Real Madrid.
Yeah. That was a stepping stone. United was a stepping stone, even though he achieved so much. Fabregas
came from Barcelona. He always wanted to go back. There's nothing wrong with it.
Nothing.
It's the game. So
man. He made the wrong decision, man. He should have come Arsenal. He's also a stepping stone. He would have with the way we play. I think we play better than Juve in terms of style of play. They're still trying to find themselves because they've lost a lot of their bit, but they will come back again. Yeah, no, they're bad. I've seen them. But they'll come back. But he should have come to someone who they not established, but are getting established and have a philosophy and gone with that before going to a big club like that, and then not scoring goals and what he's meant to do. And he was doing so well at Fiorentina, if I'm not mistaken.
It was.
Look, one thing that the boy. Sorry, go on.
Go on, Rash.
No, I was going to say one thing the guy should have done when he was making his decisions was check out the styles of plays. That's just very important. Should have seen, okay, do they match my style of play? Would they get the ball to me as much as I do here at Fiorentina because of the way that I play? Or will they have to change their style of play to adapt to me and to fit me in? Is that what's going to happen? These should have been the questions that was going on rather than, it's my boyhood team, I love them and I'm holding out for these guys because I'm trying to, you know what I mean? Like forget all of that. It's like, well, where can I prosper? Where can I become the best player, the best, achieve the most? You know what I'm trying to say? And it suits my style of play to the point where I'm going to shine the most. That should always be on the player's mindset all the time. And yeah, it's turned out to be a bad decision right now, but who knows? It might turn out to be something better next season. You know what I mean? As they've worked with him, they've got a bit more time to him, so we don't know.
It's like us boys being from London, yeah, and then seeing like the best team in the country. Let's say Man City wanting to sign one of us. We're all having a chat about it, but then I don't know, Leon in front. Oh, let's say Leon in France. We're thinking, hold on, the best team there's PSG. Why would Monaco in that? Why would we go to Leon? But then not knowing Leon's in a transitional stage. Thank you. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
He didn't think about it. He went for the name. All these boys are talking about their best in the countries, like us speaking about it. Why would you not go City? But then, you know what I mean? So that's what
he was thinking about Champions League and where he will be seen around the world at the particular time, at that moment in time, which I understand a lot of players are. I mean, even Tielemans has got that in his thing. Hey, I'm holding out to see who's got the Champions. Like, come on, bro. But he's doing the same thing. Do you know what I mean? So that's how important it is, and that's how important it is for Arsenal to make it into there tomorrow, man.
Yep, 100%. So yeah, people, listen. It's been a very good stream. Do drop your predictions in the comments when you watch it back, or if you're live right now. We might do an aftermath show tomorrow after the game, depending on how it goes. Win or
I'm gonna be,
lose.
I'm gonna be in the pub.
I'm glad you said that. Win or lose. I was gonna say if we lose, we know there's definitely a show.
Win or lose. Win or lose. Draw, I don't know about a draw. Draw is a bit flat. So win or lose, we'll probably do a aftermath. But yeah, do drop your comments whether you agree with our combined 11 or not. Obviously, smash the likes, as I've said. Go check out our Instagram, TikTok pages. Go follow us on there. So yeah, I don't know if Rash, obviously with you back now, I don't know if there's just some words that you want to say before we wrap up the show.
To be honest, look, the first thing I want to say is like thank you for everyone who is watching today, and please smash the like buttons. You know what I mean? It's good to see some faces back in the comment section. You know what I'm trying to say? But yeah, look, there's a lot going on around the world, as we are aware. I mean, there's a situation over in the Ukraine, which is it's not a very nice situation for anyone who is living under those circumstances. No one should be living in a place and they're worrying about their houses being bombed, their women being taken, their children being killed, their old men being left in the streets. I mean, that is it's a horrible circumstance. But let's not whitewash the situation either. Okay, these situations is what's happening globally. Yeah, in a lot of countries, in places where we just totally ignore because, as it's been seen before, they are not the same as us. But in reality, we are all the same when it comes down to the human being and the human race. Okay, what one person's struggle is exactly the same as another man's struggle, and what another man's oppression is exactly the same as another man's oppression. And oppression anywhere is an oppression everywhere. Don't make it that okay because these guys are in Europe and that we are a tolerant society and we have democratic elected leaders, that all of a sudden it makes us more human and makes them places and around the other places around the world subhuman, that we do not care, that we turn our backs to them, that we can see exactly the same atrocities happening in those places, but yet it doesn't even make us even think about anything. It don't even spare a thought in our minds. Okay, if we're gonna fight for one cause, if something is exactly the same or similar, then we fight for all causes. Okay, we're against oppressions everywhere around the world. We're pro peace. Okay, everyone has the right to live in peace. Yeah, no one deserves to live under circumstances where their children might go outside and die because of a conflict that they've got nothing to do with. All right, so that's my thoughts for the day. Remember, love always wins. Spread that love.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Brilliantly said. And I think, obviously, we had a little 10-minute section today for anyone who was live or missed it, where we kind of delved a bit more into general life topics. And I think if we ever do that again, where we just the four of us just sit down to chop it up, there are aspects there of what Rash said around the war that's going on in Ukraine that we would talk about on a real level, giving our honest perspectives on what's going on there and everything else that's going on that's not being shown on the same way. Because as Rash said, oppression for one man, one woman, one child should be the same as for another. So make sure you keep that message in mind. And as Falak says, very well said, Rash start a podcast. He might. he just well might.
It's in the pipeline. It's in the pipeline.
A big up number 17. Big up to you saying well said, 100%. So listen, people, great way to go out. Much love for tuning in. Share RBT with your friends, family, etc. Subscribe to us. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok. And yes, make sure you smash the video as the last thing before you enjoy the rest of your evening. So peace out. Take care. And love always wins. We out. Peace.
So.
Peace.